Hello, I'm Prabhati. In my last video, I talked about the awareness we have towards mental illnesses as a society. Now, I'd like to focus a bit more about you if you're suffering from a disease like bipolar depression, anxiety, or any of that kind. The best thing that you can do for yourself and the hardest thing you will ever have to do is accepting that you are mentally ill. You have to stop denying and you have to get the necessary help. It's hard. It took me years to be okay with this, to be at peace with being mentally ill. The problem is this word mental illness. You know, illness, when we say a physical illness or a mental illness, is a period that your body deviates from the normal routine. It affects you, or it could be a disease that makes you feel sick and that makes your life harder. So, when I say mental illness, I don't mean that it's good or bad. We don't have to label it as that. I use these words because when I say that, you know what I'm talking about. It's a norm. It's what we are being used to. But I don't mean that there's something wrong with you. This word illness, I don't mean that your personality or who you are is at fault. I don't mean that you're disgusting or that you should be isolated from society. You are as normal as any of the other people. But something is happening on your mind that affects your physical ability to function, do your day-to-day things. You have to admit that. You don't have to admit that you are ill. You have to admit that something is not normal. And when something is not normal, we tend to go with the negative side. We say it's bad, you have to be normal. There's nothing like that. There's no script that gives us guidelines on how to live our life. There are no scripts that says that these things are bad, these things are good, that things happen to us. For some reason they do, and you can't resist. You can resist it, but it will cause you so much suffering. If you resist something that's already is a reality, it's not going to go away just because you don't want to admit it. It makes it harder to live. So the best thing you can do is to admit that there's something going on and seek the necessary help. A lot of people are really helpful, but there are some people who don't acknowledge it that well. So even if the society is against you, you have to do what's best for yourself, for your health. The hard work should be done, should come from you, because there's only a limit that your friends and family can do for you. If you don't have somebody who supports you and understands what you're going through, it's okay, because you have the strength. You are given the strength to deal with it. I personally believe, like, a lot of bad things have happened to me, but I personally believe the saying that you are not given anything that you can't handle. You have that strength, but you don't know that you have it. If you really look close enough at the society, you will see that it's not all bad. There are people who really come forward if you ask for their help. Even people pretend like they don't care, but they actually do. So you have to always be positive. You can't do that when you're depressed. When you're depressed, there's nothing you can do. You have to get out of it somehow. But when you're in your right mind, when you're feeling good, you have to think about look at the life positively. I mean, there are people who don't give a shit, but the majority is actually good people who don't know how to help you. So even though you are alone, you can remember that there are other people like you who deal with this alone. There are other people who have gone to better places, because it's not all hopeless. You might feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but trust me, there is. You have to fight this battle and people will help you, and you are not alone, and you have the strength to fight this. Okay, it takes time, but progress means something. As long as you are progressing, you have something to look forward to. So we have to first stop believing things that are not true, that are not facts. We have to look at this positively, and we have to know that we are not alone. It gives you a lot of strength. And take the necessary help. Don't be ashamed to tell your story to somebody else, because it doesn't matter what they think at the end of the day. It matters if you feel good or bad, if you are healing or you are putting yourself in deeper trouble. So I hope it helps. I hope you will write to me. The email address is info.spotlessmind@gmail.com. You can email me, tell me a story. I'd really like to read it, and we have to make a community that helps each other to get through the bad times. That's what I'm trying to do, and thank you so much for watching. See you.